Hannah thought accepting a nanny job for a mysterious wealthy family would solve her money problems. She had no idea she was walking into the most dangerous love story of her life. The twins she was hired to care for hadn't spoken a word since watching their mother die in a hail of bullets. And their father, his soul's most feared Mafia boss with a target on his back and ice in his veins. But when Hannah's gentle touch finally breaks through the children's trauma, and they whisper her name for the first time, she becomes more than just their protector. She becomes the one weakness that Junho's enemies will exploit to destroy everything he loves. What Hannah doesn't know is that falling for a man like Junho means choosing between saving the children she's grown to love or saving the man who's captured her heart. And when the bullets start flying and impossible choices have to be made, only one thing is certain: not everyone will survive this twisted game of love and revenge. Subscribe and tell me in the comments if you've ever had to choose between protecting the people you love, because this story is about to get darker than you can imagine. Hannah pulled her jacket tighter against the rain. The cold drops hit her face as she hurried down the empty street. Her shoes squelched against the wet pavement with each step. The eviction notice crinkled in her pocket. 3 days. That's all she had left. She climbed the stairs to her apartment. Each step felt heavier than the last. Her brother would be asleep by now. At least she hoped he was. "Hannah," Jimin's voice called from the couch. She found him hunched over textbooks. His school uniform hung loose on his thin frame. Dark circles shadowed his eyes. "So you should be sleeping," she said. "So should you." His voice was quiet. Mrs. Kim came by again. Hannah felt her stomach drop. "What did she say?" "Same thing. About the rent. About—" He gestured at the notice on the table. Hannah's chest tightened. She sat beside him on the worn couch. The fabric had tears that she'd tried to mend with tape. "We'll figure it out," she said. "How?" Jimin asked. "You work 2 jobs already." She didn't have an answer. Her throat felt thick with unshed tears. But crying wouldn't pay the rent. "Go to bed," she said. "I'll think of something." Jimin gathered his books slowly. He paused at the bedroom door. "What if we can't?" he asked. "We will." Her voice was firm. "I promise." But promises didn't feel like enough anymore. Not when she counted coins for bus fare. Not when their fridge held only instant noodles and hope. The rain continued outside their window. Hannah sat in the dark and wondered how much fight she had left. "You're fired." The words hit Hannah before she could process them. She stood behind the counter of the diner, still holding the coffee pot. "What?" she asked. Mr. Park crossed his arms. His face was red with anger. "That customer, you refused to serve him." "He grabbed my wrist," Hannah said. "He was drunk. He's a regular. Good money." Hannah felt her jaw clench. The man had done more than grab her wrist. His hands had wandered. His words had been crude. "I won't be treated that way," she said. "Then you won't work here." Mr. Park held out his hand. "Give me the apron." Hannah's fingers shook as she untied the strings. This job paid half her rent. Without it, 3 days became impossible. "Please," she said, "I need this job." "Should have thought of that before," he said. She handed over the apron. Her last paycheck would barely cover groceries. The rain had started again outside. Hannah walked to the door. Her legs felt unsteady. Behind her, Mr. Park was already calling someone to cover her shift. The street was busy with lunch crowd. People hurried past with umbrellas and purpose. No one looked at the woman standing in the rain without either. "Miss?" Hannah turned. A man in an expensive suit approached her. His hair was perfectly styled despite the weather. His shoes probably cost more than her rent. "You look like you need work," he said. Hannah felt suspicious. "Who are you?" "Someone who might have a job for you." He held out a small white card. She took it with trembling fingers. Only an address was written on it. Below that, a number with more zeros than she'd seen in months. "What kind of job?" she asked. But when she looked up, the man was already walking away. He disappeared into the crowd as quickly as he'd appeared. Hannah stared at the card. The paper was expensive, heavy, real. Her phone buzzed. A text from Jimin. "Landlord called. Wants to talk tonight." She closed her eyes, felt the rain on her face, tasted fear on her tongue. The address on the card was across town, in the expensive district where she'd never belonged. Hannah felt desperate enough to go anyway. The mansion stood behind iron gates and stone walls. Security cameras tracked her approach. Guards in black suits watched from their posts. Hannah pressed the intercom button with a shaking finger. Yes. The voice was clipped. Professional. I'm here about the job, she said. The gates opened without another word. The driveway curved through manicured gardens. Fountain water sparkled in the afternoon light. Everything looked perfect. Untouchable. A woman in a black dress waited at the front door. Her hair was pulled into a tight bun. Her expression revealed nothing. Follow me, she said. Inside, marble floors reflected crystal chandeliers. Paintings in gold frames lined the walls. The silence felt thick, heavy. Hannah's footsteps echoed despite her attempt to walk quietly. The woman led her through hallways that seemed to stretch forever. Wait here, the woman said. She gestured to a door and disappeared. Hannah stood alone in the corridor. Her reflection stared back from the polished floor. Crying came from behind the door. Not adult crying, children. Hannah felt her breath catch. The sound was raw, heartbroken. It cut through her chest and settled in her bones. She pushed the door open. Two small figures sat on a massive bed. Twins, maybe 6 years old. A boy and a girl with dark hair and tear-stained faces. They looked up when she entered. Their eyes were huge, scared. Hi, Hannah said softly. The crying stopped, but they pressed closer together. Their small hands clutched matching stuffed animals. I'm Hannah, she said. The girl hiccuped. Fresh tears rolled down her cheeks. The boy wrapped his arm around his sister protectively. Hannah felt something crack open in her chest. She'd seen that look before, in her own mirror, in Jimin's eyes after their parents died. It's okay, she said. You're safe. But they weren't. She could see it in their posture. In the way they flinched when footsteps echoed in the hall. Something had broken these children. Someone had taken their safety away. Hannah sat on the edge of the bed, not too close, just near enough to show she wasn't leaving. Would you talk to me? She asked. They shook their heads in unison. Their mouths stayed closed, silent. Hannah felt her heart break for them. Whatever they'd seen had stolen their voices too. Night came slowly to the mansion. Hannah had spent hours with the twins. They wouldn't speak, wouldn't eat. They only cried when she tried to leave. Now they sat beside her on the bed. Their breathing had calmed, but their eyes stayed wide, alert. My brother used to have nightmares, Hannah said quietly. The girl, Minna, tilted her head slightly. After our parents died, Hannah continued, he couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. The world felt too dangerous. The boy, June, shifted closer. So I sang to him, she said, the same song our mother used to sing. Hannah felt nervous. Her voice wasn't trained, wasn't beautiful, but it was what she had. She began to hum, low and soft, the melody her mother had used for scraped knees and thunderstorms. Minna's eyes fluttered closed. June's grip on his stuffed animal loosened. Hannah sang the words in Korean. Her pronunciation wasn't perfect, but the twins seemed to understand anyway. Minna curled against Hannah's side. June followed. Their small bodies relaxed for the first time all day. The song ended. The room fell quiet, except for their breathing. Hannah looked up. A man stood in the doorway. He was tall. Broad shoulders filled his expensive suit. His dark hair was perfectly styled. His face could have been carved from marble, but his eyes weren't marble. They were warm, human, fixed on the sleeping children. Who are you? He asked. His voice was quiet, controlled, but Hannah heard the steel underneath. Hannah Lee, she said. I didn't ask your name. His eyes found hers. I asked who you are. Hannah felt her spine straighten. Someone who cares about children. Something shifted in his expression. Surprise, maybe, or curiosity. They haven't slept, he said. I noticed. For 3 weeks. Hannah felt her chest tighten. 3 weeks of crying, of fear, of whatever trauma had broken their voices. What happened to them? She asked. His jaw clenched. That's not your concern. It is if you want me to help them. The silence stretched between them. Hannah could feel his gaze measuring her, testing her. You'll stay tonight, he said finally. It wasn't a request. Morning light filtered through expensive curtains. Hannah woke with 2 small bodies pressed against her sides. Minna's hand clutched her shirt. June's arm draped across her waist. They'd slept, finally slept. Hannah tried to move without waking them. She needed coffee, needed to understand what she'd walked into. Don't. The voice was quiet, but firm. The man from last night sat in a chair by the window, still in his suit despite the early hour. "They'll wake up," he said. "Have you been there all night?" Hannah asked. "Yes." "Why?" His eyes found hers. "Because for the first time in 3 weeks, my children are peaceful. Children. His children." Hannah felt something click into place. The resemblance was subtle, but there, the shape of their eyes, the stubborn set of their jaws. "I'm Seo Jun-ho," he said. She'd heard that name before. Whispers in the market. News reports with few details. Seo Jun-ho wasn't just wealthy. He was dangerous. "You know who I am," he said. It wasn't a question. "So I know what people say. And what do they say?" Hannah felt her mouth go dry. "That you're someone to avoid. Good advice." His voice was cold now. "So, why are you still here?" Mina stirred against her side, made a small sound in her sleep. Hannah automatically stroked her hair. "Because they need me," she said. Junho's expression softened slightly. "Tell me about yourself." "Why?" "Because you're in my home, with my children. I need to know who you are." Hannah felt defensive, exposed. "I take care of people. That's who I am. Family. My brother. He's 17. Parents. Dead." The word came out harder than she intended. Junho nodded. Something in his face suggested he understood loss. Education. High school. Some college before. She gestured vaguely. Before their parents died. Before money became survival. Previous work. Waitress. Cleaner. Babysitter. She met his eyes. "Nothing that would impress you." "You're wrong," he said quietly. Mina's hand tightened on Hannah's shirt. The girl was waking up. Her eyes opened slowly, focused on Hannah's face. For a moment, Mina just stared. Then she smiled. It was the first smile Hannah had seen from either twin, small but real. Junho's breath caught. Hannah heard it across the room. "Mina," he said softly. The girl looked toward her father. Her smile faded but didn't disappear completely. She reached out her hand. Not toward Junho, toward Hannah's sleeve. Junho went completely still, his eyes fixed on his daughter's small fingers gripping Hannah's shirt. Something shifted in the room, in his face, in the careful distance he'd maintained. "Stay," he said. This time it wasn't an order. It was a request. Gunfire exploded outside. Hannah jerked awake. The twins screamed. Junho was already moving, crossing the room in 3 strides. "Get down," he shouted. More shots. Glass shattered somewhere in the house. Heavy footsteps ran past the door. Hannah grabbed both children, pulling them to the floor beside the bed. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Junho spoke rapidly into his phone. Korean words Hannah didn't understand, but his tone was clear. He was giving orders. "Stay here," he told Hannah. "Where are you going?" "To handle this." He paused at the door. "Don't move until I come back." The shooting continued. Closer now. Hannah heard men shouting, commands being barked. Mina and June pressed against her. Their small bodies trembled with each gunshot. "It's okay," Hannah whispered. "Your daddy will keep us safe." But she wasn't sure. Nothing felt safe anymore. The door burst open. Not Junho, a stranger in dark clothes. His face was covered, gun raised. Hannah threw herself over the twins, covered them with her body, waited for pain. Instead, she felt strong arms wrap around all 3 of them, Junho's voice in her ear. "This way, now." He lifted her and both children, carried them to the corner behind a marble pillar. His body formed a wall between them and the door. "Don't look," he said. More men entered. Junho moved, swift and deadly. Hannah closed her eyes but couldn't close her ears. The sounds were brief, final, then silence. "It's over," Junho said. Hannah opened her eyes. The room was exactly as it had been. No signs of violence, no evidence of what had just happened, except for Junho's torn shirt, blood on his knuckles. "Are you hurt?" she asked. "No." His voice was steady, calm. The twins were crying again, but quietly now. They reached for Hannah with desperate hands. She looked at Junho, really looked. This was who he was, what he did. She should be scared, should run. Instead, she felt grateful. He'd protected them, protected her. "Thank you," she said. Something passed between them. Understanding, maybe, or recognition. They were both protectors. Different methods. Same instinct. "This can't happen again," he said. "How do you know?" "Because I won't let it." His voice was deadly quiet, full of promise and threat. Hana felt her breath catch. She believed him completely. "You're leaving." Junho's voice was flat. Final. Hana stood in his office. Expensive furniture surrounded them. Books in multiple languages lined the walls. "The children need stability," he continued. "This isn't stable." "They slept," Hana said. "For the first time in weeks. They slept. One night doesn't matter. It matters to them." Junho's jaw tightened. He stood behind his desk, distance between them. "You have a life," he said. "A brother. This isn't your problem. Maybe I want it to be." The words surprised her, but they were true. "You don't understand what you're saying. I understand that those children are broken. I understand that they need someone who cares. They have me." "Do they?" Hana felt bold suddenly, reckless. "When was the last time you held them, read to them, sang them to sleep?" His eyes went cold. "Careful. I'm not afraid of you." "You should be." But Hana wasn't. She stepped closer to his desk, planted her hands on the polished surface. "Those children lost their mother," she said. "They can't lose someone else who cares about them. You've known them one day. Sometimes one day is enough." The silence stretched between them. Hana could hear her own heartbeat, could see something warring in his expression. A knock at the door interrupted them. "Come in," Junho called. The woman in the black dress entered. Behind her, Minna and June peeked around the doorframe. When Minna saw Hana, she broke free, ran across the room and wrapped her arms around Hana's legs. June followed. Both children pressed close. Their grip was desperate. "Hana," Minna whispered. The first word she'd spoken, Hana's name. Junho went completely still, his eyes fixed on his daughter's face. "Say it again," he said softly. "Hana," Minna repeated, clearer this time. June looked up. "Hana, stay." 2 words. The first he'd spoken in weeks. Hana felt tears prick her eyes. She looked at Junho over the children's heads. His expression had cracked open, vulnerable, raw. "Triple salary," he said quietly. "What?" "Stay. Triple salary. Protection for you and your brother." Hana felt stunned. "I can't accept." "You can. You will." She wanted to argue, wanted to maintain her independence, but Minna's arms tightened around her legs. June's small hand found hers. "Okay," she whispered. Junho nodded once, sharp and decisive. "Mrs. Kim will show you to your room," he said. "What about my apartment, my brother?" "Handled." His voice was firm. "Everything will be handled." Hana felt overwhelmed, grateful, scared. "Why?" she asked. Junho looked at his children, at their peaceful faces, at their small hands holding on to Hana. "Because you gave me something I thought was lost," he said. "What?" His eyes found hers, held them. "Hope." That night, Hana explored her new room. It was larger than her entire apartment. The bed could fit 6 people. The bathroom had marble everything. A soft knock interrupted her amazement. "Come in!" she called. Junho entered, still in his suit, but his tie was loose. He looked tired. "The children are asking for you," he said. "I thought they were asleep." "They were. They woke up crying, calling your name." Hana felt her heart squeeze. "I'll go to them." "Wait." His voice stopped her. "I need you to understand something." She turned to face him fully. "This world," he said. "My world. It's dangerous. What happened today won't be the last time. I know. Do you?" He stepped closer. "People will try to hurt you, to use you against me, against them. I understand, but I don't think you do." His voice was quiet, intense. "I've killed people, Hana. I'll kill more. That's who I am." Hana felt her throat tighten, but not with fear, with something else. "And who are you when you're with them?" she asked. "What?" "Your children. Who are you when you're with Minna and June?" Junho went still. His eyes searched her face. "A father," he said finally. "And that's who I see," Hana said. "Not the other things. Just a father who loves his children." Something shifted in his expression, surprise, relief, something deeper. "You're not what I expected," he said. "What did you expect?" "Someone who would run." "I'm still here." "Yes." His voice was soft. "You are." The silence hung between them. Comfortable now. Understanding. "The children, Hannah said. Yes, they need you. But as they walked down the hall together, Hannah wondered if the children weren't the only ones. She found Mina and June awake in their beds, tears on their faces, arms reaching for her. Bad dreams, Mina whispered. Come here, Hannah said. She sat between their beds, gathered them close. Their small bodies relaxed against her. Sing, June asked. Hannah began the lullaby, the same one from the night before. Mina hummed along quietly. When she finished, both children were heavy with sleep. Stay, Mina asked. I'll stay, Hannah promised. She looked up to find Junho still in the doorway, watching, his expression unreadable. Thank you, he said quietly. For what? For staying, for caring, for... He gestured at his sleeping children, for giving them back their voices. They just needed to feel safe. Safe. He repeated the word, tested it. I'd forgotten what that looked like. Hannah felt something pull tight in her chest. What happened to their mother? Junho went completely still. His eyes went cold, distant. That's not... he started. It is, Hannah interrupted. If I'm staying, if I'm part of their lives, I need to know. The silence stretched, long enough that Hannah thought he wouldn't answer. She was murdered, he said finally. 3 weeks ago. In front of them. Hannah felt the world tilt. Oh God. She died because of me, because of what I do, who I am. His voice was flat, factual, but Hannah heard the pain underneath. The children saw everything. Hannah closed her eyes. No wonder they couldn't sleep, couldn't speak. They'd watched their world shatter. I'm sorry, she whispered. Don't be sorry for me. His voice was hard. Be careful. Because it could happen again. It won't. You don't know that. No, Hannah said. But I know you won't let it. Junho stared at her. Something passed across his face, too quick to read. Get some sleep, he said. Tomorrow we discuss security protocols. He turned to leave. Junho, Hannah called softly. He stopped, looked back. You're not alone anymore, she said. He didn't respond, but his eyes held hers for a long moment before he disappeared into the hall. Hannah settled between the children's beds. Their breathing was deep and peaceful now. Outside, she could hear guards patrolling, security systems humming, the sound of protection. For the first time in years, Hannah felt safe too, but as she drifted towards sleep, she couldn't shake the feeling that safety was temporary, that somewhere in the darkness, danger was watching, waiting. The thought should have scared her. Instead, it made her hold the children a little tighter. Whatever came next, they would face it together. She just hoped it would be enough. Mina stirred in her sleep, whispered a single word, Eoma. Hannah's breath caught. The little girl was dreaming of her mother, the woman who would never sing lullabies again. Hannah reached out and stroked Mina's hair. I'm here, she whispered. You're safe. But deep down, she wondered if anyone in Junho's world was ever truly safe, or if safety was just another word for the space between one attack and the next. Down the hall, a door closed quietly. Junho, probably, checking security, planning protection. Hannah closed her eyes and tried to sleep. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new dangers. Tonight, she would simply hold these broken children and hope her presence was enough to keep the nightmares away. Outside, Seoul glittered in the darkness, beautiful and dangerous, just like the man who owned this house, just like the life she'd chosen to enter. Hannah felt something shift deep in her chest. Not fear, determination. These children needed her. Maybe their father did too. She wasn't going anywhere. Not anymore. The house settled around them, quiet except for breathing and heartbeats. Hannah drifted towards sleep, with 2 small hands holding onto her shirt, holding on as if their lives depended on it. Maybe they did. In the morning she would learn just how much, but tonight they were safe. Tonight, that was enough. A shadow passed by the window. Security patrol, probably, or something else. Hannah's eyes snapped open, but the shadow was gone. She held her breath and listened. Nothing but silence. Still, she stayed awake until dawn, watching, waiting, protecting the 2 small lives that had become her world. Whatever came next, she would be ready. She had to be. Their mother hadn't been able to protect them. Hannah would not make the same mistake, even if it cost her everything, even if it cost her life. The first rays of sunlight crept through the curtains. A new day was beginning. and with it a new chapter in all their lives. Hana just hoped they would all survive to see how it ended, because in Junho's world, nothing was guaranteed, except danger. And the fierce love of a father who would kill to protect his children. Hana understood that now. She was ready to do the same. The children stirred as morning light filled the room. "Hana," Mina called softly. "I'm here," Hana answered. "I'm not going anywhere." And she meant it. No matter what came next, no matter who tried to take them away, she was exactly where she belonged. The thought should have scared her. Instead, it felt like coming home. Junho appeared in the doorway, still in yesterday's clothes, his hair messed from running his hands through it. "Coffee?" he asked. "Yes," Hana said. "Please." He nodded and disappeared. Minutes later, he returned with a steaming mug. Their fingers brushed as he handed it to her. "Thank you," she said, "for the coffee, for everything." His eyes found hers, held them. "You'll stay," he said. It wasn't a question anymore. It was a statement. "A certainty. I'll stay," Hana confirmed. Junho nodded once, sharp and decisive. "Good," he said, "because after last night, leaving isn't an option anymore." "What do you mean?" His expression went dark, dangerous. "They know about you now," he said. "They know you matter to my children. That makes you a target." Hana felt her blood chill. "Who is they? People who want to hurt me. Who think the best way to do that is through my family. And now I'm family." Something passed across his face, too quick to read. "Yes," he said simply. "Now you're family." The weight of those words settled over her. Family meant protection, safety, love. It also meant danger, risk, target painted on her back. "I can handle it," she said. "Can you?" "I have to. For them." Junho stared at her for a long moment. "Yes," he said finally. "Ayudu." He turned to leave again. "Junho," Hana called. "What? What happens now?" He looked back at her, at the children sleeping peacefully in their beds, at the woman who had given them back their voices. "Now," he said, "we survive." The finality in his voice sent chills down her spine, but also gave her strength. Whatever was coming, they would face it together, as a family. The word felt foreign on her tongue, but right. So right. "How you'll stay?" Junho said again. This time, Hana heard the question underneath, the vulnerability he tried to hide. "I'll stay," she promised, and knew she meant it. No matter what came next, no matter the cost, she was home. Finally, truly home. Even if home was the most dangerous place in Seoul. Even if home meant loving a man who killed for a living. Even if home meant becoming a target herself. It was still home. And Hana had never been more certain of anything in her life. Junho's eyes held hers for one more moment, then he was gone, leaving her alone with the children and the promise she'd made. A promise that would change everything, a promise that might cost her everything, but a promise she intended to keep, no matter what. The children began to wake as full daylight filled the room. "Good morning," Hana said softly. "Morning," they chorused. Their voices were still quiet, still careful, but they were speaking. That had to count for something. Everything, maybe. Hana smiled and prepared to face whatever this new day would bring, together, as a family. The word no longer felt foreign. It felt like everything. Like home. Like hope. Like the beginning of something beautiful and terrifying and absolutely necessary. Hana couldn't wait to see what came next, even if it killed her. Which, in Junho's world, it very well might. But that was a chance she was willing to take. For them. For this. For home. Finally, the sunlight grew stronger. A new day had begun. And with it, a new life. For all of them. Together. Forever. No matter the cost. "You'll stay," Junho had said. And Hana knew, with bone-deep certainty, that she would. Forever, if necessary. Forever, if they'd have her. Forever. The promise echoed in her heart as the children's laughter filled the room. Home. She was finally home. And nothing would ever be the same. Nothing, ever. Again, the thought thrilled and terrified her in equal measure. But mostly, it felt right. So right. "Hana," Mina called. "Breakfast?" "Yes," Hana said, gathering both children close. "Let's have breakfast. Together. As a family. The way it was always meant to be. The way it would always be. From now on, forever." No matter what. You'll stay, Junho had said. And stay she would, until the end, whatever that might bring. Hana felt ready for anything, as long as they faced it together. As a family, the word sang in her heart as they headed downstairs. Home, family, forever. The three most beautiful words in any language. And finally hers. The morning routine felt strange in the mansion. Everything was too quiet, too perfect. Hana helped the twins dress in clothes that cost more than her old monthly salary. Their breakfast table could seat 12 people. Only 4 chairs were used. More juice? The cook asked Mina. The little girl nodded but didn't speak. Her voice had returned to silence except for Hana's name. Junho sat across from them. He read messages on his phone while eating. His suit was perfect again, hair-styled, no sign of last night's violence. "I need to leave," Hana said suddenly. Junho's eyes lifted from his phone. "Excuse me, this isn't right. I don't belong here. The children disagree." Hana felt trapped suddenly, overwhelmed by marble and crystal and money she'd never seen. "I need to check on Jimin," she said. "Your brother is fine." "How do you know?" "Because I know." His voice was final. Hana felt her temper rise. "You can't just control everything." "I can. I do. Not me." Something shifted in his expression. Interest. Maybe respect. "Finish your breakfast," he said. It wasn't a request. After breakfast, Junho led her through the house, room after room of expensive furniture, art she'd only seen in museums. "Security protocols," he said. "Pay attention." They passed guards at every entrance, cameras in every corner. The house was a fortress disguised as a home. "Motion sensors here," Junho pointed. "Panic buttons there. If anything happens, you press this." He showed her a small device. Red button. Simple. "What happens when I press it?" "Everything stops. Everyone comes. You become the priority." Hana felt uncomfortable. "That seems excessive." "Nothing is excessive when it comes to my children's safety." "And mine." Junho stopped walking, turned to face her fully. "Yes," he said quietly. "And yours." The weight in his voice surprised her, made her chest tighten. They continued the tour. Kitchen protocols, staff schedules, emergency exits. "I have too much to remember," Hana said. "You'll learn. You have to." "What if I don't want to?" Junho's jaw clenched. "Then you'll die." The words were flat, factual, chilling. "You're trying to scare me," Hana said. "I'm trying to keep you alive." His eyes found hers, held them. She saw fear there, real fear, not for himself, for her. "I can take care of myself," she said. "Can you?" He gestured around them. "This isn't your old neighborhood. Different rules here." "What rules?" "Survival, at any cost." Hana felt something cold settle in her stomach. "And if I can't adapt?" Junho went quiet. His expression closed off. "You will," he said finally, "because the alternative isn't acceptable." That afternoon, Hana found the children in the garden. They sat quietly on a marble bench, watching goldfish swim in a fountain. "What are their names?" she asked. "The fish," Mina whispered. They don't have names," June said. "Why not?" The twins exchanged glances, some silent communication. "Ioma named things," Mina said. "We don't." Hana felt her heart squeeze. Their mother had been the one who brought life to their world. Without her, everything was just existing. "What would you name them?" she asked. "Don't know," June said. "What about that one?" Hana pointed to a bright orange fish. "He looks brave." "Brave?" Mina tilted her head. "See how he swims first? The others follow him." The children watched the fish more carefully. Mina smiled slightly. "Hero," she said. "Perfect. Hero the fish." They named 6 more fish, laughing quietly, forgetting their sadness for moments at a time. Hana felt someone watching. She looked up to find Junho at an upstairs window. His expression was unreadable from the distance, but he was watching, always watching. "Appa looks sad," June observed. Hana followed his gaze. Junho was gone from the window. "Maybe he misses your Yama too," she said softly. "He doesn't cry," Mina said. "Some people cry inside." "Do you?" Hana thought about her parents, about the fear of losing Jimin, about yesterday's gunfire. "Sometimes," she said honestly. "We cried a lot," June said. "Before you came. It's okay to cry. Appa said crying doesn't help." Appa says a lot of things. Hana kept her voice gentle. But sometimes crying does help. Sometimes it's the only thing that helps. The children considered this. Min-ah leaned against Hana's side. Hana, stay forever, she asked. I'll stay as long as you need me. Forever. Hana felt her throat tighten. Forever. But even as she said it, she wondered if forever was possible in this world, if anyone got forever when bullets flew through windows. That evening, dinner was quiet. The twins ate slowly. Jun-ho answered more phone calls. Bad men? Jun asked after his father hung up. Business, Jun-ho said. Same thing, Min-ah whispered. Jun-ho's eyes sharpened. What did you say? Min-ah shrank back. Her voice disappeared again. She didn't mean anything, Hana said quickly. She spoke. I want to hear what she said. His voice was firm but not angry, hopeful maybe. Min-ah looked at Hana, seeking permission or courage. You can tell him, Hana said softly. Bad men and business? Min-ah said. Same thing. Jun-ho went completely still. Something passed across his face. Pain, maybe, or recognition. They're not always the same, he said quietly. But sometimes, Min-ah asked. The silence stretched. Hana could see Jun-ho struggling with how to answer. Sometimes, he admitted finally. Is that why Yoma died? The question hung in the air, heavy, dangerous. Jun-ho's knuckles went white around his fork. Eat your dinner, he said. But, eat. His voice was sharp now, final. The children flinched. Hana felt anger rise in her chest. Don't talk to them that way. Jun-ho's eyes snapped to hers. Excuse me. They asked a question. A fair question. It's not a question for children. It's their mother, their trauma. They deserve answers. They deserve protection. From the truth. From everything. Jun-ho stood abruptly. His chair scraped against marble. I'm done with this conversation. So are they, Hana said. That's the problem. He stared at her. Something dangerous flickered in his eyes. Careful, he said quietly. Or what? You'll fire me. Send me away. She gestured to the twins. They were watching with wide, scared eyes. Look at them, she said. They're terrified of losing someone else. You can't protect them from grief by pretending it doesn't exist. Jun-ho's jaw clenched. Don't tell me how to raise my children. Then don't shut them out. The silence was thick, angry, full of things neither could say. Finally, Jun-ho turned away. Finish your dinner, he told the twins. First, then go to your room. He left without another word. Min-ah started crying silently. Jun put his arm around his sister. Did we make Appa angry? He asked. No, sweetheart. Appa is sad. Sometimes sad looks angry. Will he send you away? Hana's chest tightened. No, I'm not going anywhere. But she wondered if that was a promise she could keep. Later that night, Hana found Jun-ho in his study. He sat behind his desk with a glass of whiskey. Photos were scattered across the surface. May I come in? He looked up. His eyes were red-rimmed, tired. It's late. I couldn't sleep. He gestured to a chair. She sat across from him. The photos were family pictures. Jun-ho, a beautiful woman, and younger versions of the twins. Your wife? Hana asked. Soo-jin. His voice was soft. She would have handled dinner better. The children miss her. I know. Do you talk to them about her? Jun-ho's hand tightened around his glass. What's the point? She's gone. The point is remembering, honoring, healing. Healing. He said the word bitterly. How do you heal from watching your mother die? Hana felt her breath catch. They were there. She was taking them to school. Normal Tuesday morning. His voice was flat, emotionless. The three men in masks. They shot her in front of the children. Oh, God. The bullets were meant for me. She died because I wasn't there. Tears pricked Hana's eyes. It's not your fault. Isn't it? His laugh was harsh. This life, these enemies, all mine. The love is yours too. Jun-ho looked at her. What? The love she had for you, for them. That's yours. That's what you give them when you talk about her. I can't. Why? Because talking about her means admitting she's gone. Hana felt understanding flood through her. And if she's really gone, then you failed to protect her. Jun-ho's eyes found hers. Something cracked in his expression. Yes, but protecting her memory, that's something you can still do. He was quiet for a long moment, studying the photos. She used to sing to them, he said finally. What songs? Old lullabies. Korean folk songs her grandmother taught her. Do you remember them? Some. The children would like to hear them. From you. Jun-ho shook his head. I don't do that. You could learn. I'm not their mother. No, but you're their father, the only parent they have left. The words were harsh but necessary. Jun-ho flinched. I don't know how, he said quietly. Nobody does. We all just figure it out. What if I make it worse? What if you make it better? Jun-ho studied her face. You're very sure of yourself. I'm sure of them. They need their father, all of him, not just the protector. The protector is all I know how to be. Then learn something new. He was quiet again, thoughtful. Soo-jin always said I was too hard, he said, too closed off. Maybe she was right. Maybe. He looked at the photos again. She was usually right. Tell them that. Tell them about her, the little things, the way she laughed, her favorite foods, how she met you. It will hurt, yes, but it will also heal. Jun-ho's eyes found hers again. How do you know so much about grief? Experience. Your parents? Yes, and almost losing Jimin. Almost. Hana felt her throat tighten. He tried to, after they died. He wanted to join them. Jun-ho's expression softened. But he didn't. Because I talked to him, about them, about how they'd want him to live, about love and memory and hope. And it worked. It saved him. Jun-ho nodded slowly. The children ask about her sometimes. I always change the subject. What if you didn't? I don't know what to say. Start with, I loved your mother. Everything else will follow. He was quiet for a long time. Hana could see him thinking, processing. Will you help me? He asked finally. Of course. Something shifted between them. A new understanding. Partnership, maybe. Thank you, he said. For what? For caring about them. For staying. For, he gestured vaguely, for seeing something worth saving. In them. In all of us. Hana felt her heart skip. You're worth saving. Am I? His voice was vulnerable. Young. Nothing like the dangerous man from earlier. Yes, she said firmly. You are. Jun-ho stared at her. Something passed between them. Recognition, connection, the beginning of something deeper. A loud crash echoed from somewhere in the house. Jun-ho was on his feet instantly, gun in his hand. Stay here, he ordered. What about the children? My men are with them. He moved toward the door. Hana grabbed his arm. Be careful. Always am. But his eyes held hers for a moment longer than necessary. Then he was gone. Moving through the house silent and deadly, Hana sat alone in the study, surrounded by photos of the dead, listening to footsteps and voices in the distance. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered without thinking. Hello? Breathing. Then a woman's voice. Enjoy them while you can. Who is this? Someone who knows how to take away everything he loves. The line went dead. Hana felt ice settle in her veins. Her hands shook as she set down the phone. Someone was watching, planning, waiting, the children. She needed to get to the children. She ran from the study, through hallways that suddenly felt endless, past guards who nodded but didn't stop her. The twins' room was empty. Minna, June. In here. Jun-ho's voice. From his bedroom. She found all three of them on his bed. The children pressed against their father's sides, his arms around them protectively. False alarm, he said. Tree branch through the kitchen window. Thank God. But Hana's relief was short-lived. She needed to tell him about the call. Jun-ho. In the morning, he said. Whatever it is can wait. The twins were already falling asleep, safe in their father's arms. Peaceful for the first time since she'd met them. Hana didn't want to break this moment. The phone call could wait until morning. But as she looked at the family on the bed, she felt something cold whisper through her bones. Whoever had called knew exactly which buttons to press, knew exactly how to hurt Jun-ho most. Through his children, through her. The threat was real and close, closer than any of them realized. Hana settled into the chair by the window, watching, waiting, protecting the peace as long as she could, because tomorrow would bring new dangers, new fears, new choices, and she wasn't sure any of them would be ready. But tonight, they were safe. Tonight, they were together. Tomorrow could wait. It had to, because tonight was all they had. And for now, that would have to be enough. The shadows outside shifted. Wind, probably. But Hannah kept watching anyway, just in case someone was watching back. The thought made her shiver, but she stayed at the window. Guardian, protector, family. Words that meant everything now. Words worth dying for, if it came to that. And somehow Hannah suspected it would. The question was when, not if. When the certainty settled over her bones. Soon, this fragile peace would shatter. Soon, they would all be tested. Soon, everything would change. But not tonight. Tonight, they were safe. Tonight, love was stronger than fear. Tonight, they were home. Even if home was built on dangerous ground, even if home might not survive the coming storm, it was still home. Still worth fighting for. Still worth dying for. Hannah closed her eyes and tried to memorize this moment. The sound of peaceful breathing, the warmth of family, the feeling of belonging, because moments end, peace shatters. And sometimes, love isn't enough, but sometimes it's everything. Tonight, it was everything. Tomorrow would test whether that was enough. Hannah hoped it would be, because if it wasn't, they would all pay the price. All of them. Together, the way families do. For better or worse, till death do them part. The wedding words echoed in her mind. Inappropriate, dangerous. True, she was married to this family now. To their safety, their happiness, their survival. Till death do them part. The thought should have scared her. Instead, it felt like coming home. Finally, truly, home. Even if home was the most dangerous place in the world, even if home might be the last place she ever knew, it was still home. And that had to count for something. Everything, maybe. Everything. Morning came with screaming. Hannah jerked awake in the chair by the window. Her neck ached from sleeping upright. The screaming came again. Not the children. Junho. She found him in the bathroom. Shirt off, hands braced against the sink. His back was covered in scars. Junho? He looked up. His eyes were wild, unfocused, still trapped in whatever nightmare had taken him. You're safe, Hannah said quietly. You're home. His breathing slowed gradually. The wildness faded from his eyes. The children, he said, still sleeping. It's early. Junho's shoulders relaxed slightly. He reached for a shirt from the closet. You had a nightmare, Hannah said. I don't have nightmares. Everyone has nightmares. He pulled the shirt over his head, covering the scars, covering the evidence of whatever violence had marked him. Not everyone screams during them, Hannah added gently. Junho went still. You heard? The whole house probably heard. His jaw clenched. Embarrassment flickered across his features. I need coffee, he said. Junho. Wait. He stopped at the door. Someone called last night, Hannah said, after you left the study. His attention sharpened. Who? A woman. She said to enjoy the children while I can. Something dangerous settled over Junho's expression. Exact words. Enjoy them while you can, and that she knows how to take away everything you love. Junho was quiet for a long moment. His hands flexed into fists. Mira, he said finally. Who's Mira? Someone who should be dead. His voice was flat, cold. It sent shivers down Hannah's spine. What does she want? Everything I have. Everything I love. He moved toward the door again. Where are you going? To make sure she can't have it. The finality in his voice scared Hannah. Don't do anything reckless. Reckless is letting her live this long. The children need you alive. The children need her dead. Junho left without another word. Hannah heard him making phone calls in Korean, his voice sharp with orders. 20 minutes later, Min-ah and June wandered into the bedroom. Hair messed from sleep, eyes still heavy. Where's Appa? Min-ah asked. Working. Is he angry? Hannah remembered the screaming, the scars, the cold promise in his voice. He's worried, she said, about keeping you safe. June climbed onto the bed. Bad dreams again. How did you know? He gets loud, Min-ah said. When he dreams about Ioma dying. Hannah felt her breath catch. The children knew. They'd been listening to their father's nightmares. Does it scare you? She asked. Both twins nodded. It scares him too, Hannah said. Appa doesn't get scared, June said. Everyone gets scared, even daddies. What does Appa dream about? Min-ah asked. Hannah chose her words carefully. About not being able to protect the people he loves. The children exchanged glances, some silent understanding. He dreams about us dying too, June asked. Yes, I think so. We dream about that too, Min-Ah whispered. Hana felt something crack in her chest. This family was drowning in trauma, fear, unspoken terrors. What if we made breakfast? She suggested. Together, for Appa. He doesn't eat breakfast with us, June said. Maybe today he will. They found Junho in the kitchen, still on the phone, still speaking rapid Korean. The children hung back, uncertain. Junho saw them and ended his call. Good morning, he said. His voice was gentler now, more controlled. We made pancakes, Min-Ah said shyly. She pointed to the slightly lopsided stack on the counter. Hana had helped, but let the children do most of the work. You cooked? Junho asked. Hana helped, June said. But we did the flipping. Something shifted in Junho's expression. Surprise, maybe pleasure. They wanted to do something special for you, Hana explained. Junho stared at the pancakes, then at his children's hopeful faces. They look perfect, he said finally. The twins beamed, their first real smiles since Hana had arrived. Eat with us? Min-Ah asked. I have calls to make. Please, June added his voice. Just one pancake. Junho hesitated. Hana could see him warring between duty and desire. One pancake, he said. The children cheered. They pulled him to the table, served him pancakes with too much syrup. For 10 minutes, they were just a family, eating breakfast, laughing at June's syrup mustache, listening to Min-Ah describe her dreams about flying, normal, almost peaceful. Then Junho's phone rang. The moment shattered. His expression went hard again. Professional. I have to take this, he said. But you just sat down, Min-Ah protested. Business is important, he said. More important than us, June asked. Junho went completely still. The question hung in the air. No, he said quietly. Nothing is more important than you. Then stay, Min-Ah said. Please stay. Hana watched Junho struggle. Duty versus love, protection versus presence. 5 more minutes, he said finally. The children's faces lit up. They chattered about their pancakes, about the fish in the garden, about nothing important and everything meaningful. Junho's phone rang again. He ignored it. Again. Still ignored. Hana felt something warm settle in her chest. He was choosing them. For 5 minutes, he was just their father. When his phone rang for the 4th time, he sighed. I really do have to take this, he said. We know, Min-Ah said. Thank you for breakfast. Thank you for making it. He kissed both their heads, a quick gesture but full of love. As he left, Hana heard him answer the phone in English. This better be life or death. She suspected it probably was. That afternoon, Junho found Hana in the garden with the twins. They were naming more fish and picking flowers. We need to talk, he said. His tone was serious, businesslike. Children, go wash up for snack time, Hana said. When they were alone, Junho's expression darkened. Mira is moving, he said. My sources confirm she's in Seoul. What does that mean? It means the threat is real, immediate. Hana felt her stomach drop. What do we do? You leave. Tonight. Take the children to the safe house in Busan. What about you? I handle Mira. Alone. It's what I do. Hana felt panic rise in her throat. You could die. Better me than them. They need you alive. They need to be safe. Junho's voice was final. Decision made, but Hana wasn't ready to accept it. There has to be another way, she said. There isn't. What if... Hana, his voice cut through her protests. This isn't negotiable. She looked at his face, saw the determination there, the acceptance of what might be his death sentence. I won't take them, she said. You will. You can't make me. Something dangerous flickered in his eyes. I can do whatever is necessary to protect them, including forcing me. Yes, the word was quiet, but absolute. Hana felt anger rise in her chest. You're just going to abandon them, like their mother did. Junho went completely still. His eyes went cold. Don't, he said quietly. Don't what? Point out that you're choosing revenge over your children? I'm choosing their survival. You're choosing your guilt. The words hit their mark. Junho flinched. You think ending Mira will bring Sujin back, Hana continued. But it won't. It will just make your children orphans. They'll be safe. They'll be alone. They'll have you. I'm not their father. Junho stared at her. Something cracked in his expression. "No," he said quietly. "You're not." The admission hung between them, heavy with meaning. "So stay," Hana said. "Be their father. Let someone else handle Mira." "I can't." "Why not?" "Because she killed my wife." His voice broke slightly on the words. The first crack in his armor Hana had seen. "And you think killing her will fix that?" "I think it will end it. It will end you." Junho looked away, toward the house where his children played. "Maybe that's what I deserve." "What?" "To end. To pay for failing to protect her." Hana felt understanding flood through her. This wasn't about justice. It was about guilt, self-punishment. "Sujin wouldn't want this," she said gently. "You didn't know her." "I know she loved you, loved them. She wouldn't want you to throw your life away." Junho's hands clenched into fists. "She's dead because of me. She's dead because of Mira. Same thing." "It's not." Hana stepped closer, close enough to see the pain in his eyes. "Your children lost their mother," she said. "Don't make them lose their father, too. They'll be better off. Without you. Without the man who loves them more than life itself." Junho's breath caught. "I don't know how to love them without failing them." "Nobody does. We all just try." "What if trying isn't enough? What if it is?" They stared at each other, the weight of his decision hanging between them. "I can't let Mira live," he said finally. "Then don't let her, but don't die trying." "What's the difference?" "Stay alive for them. Fight smart. Not reckless." Junho was quiet for a long moment, thinking. "You want me to send others after her," he said. "I want you to be strategic instead of suicidal. And if that's not enough, then we face whatever comes together." "Together?" The word seemed to surprise him. "You're not alone anymore," Hana said. "Remember?" Junho's eyes found hers. Something shifted in his expression. "Why do you care what happens to me?" he asked. The question caught her off guard, made her examine her own motivations. "Because they need you," she said finally. "Just them." His voice was quiet, vulnerable. Hana felt her heart skip. "What are you asking? Do you need me?" The question hung in the air. Dangerous. Complicated. "Yes," she whispered. Something passed between them. Recognition. Understanding. The beginning of something deeper. Junho stepped closer. "Hana, what? If something happens to me, nothing will happen. But if it does, promise me you'll take care of them. Promise me you'll try to come home." "I can't." "Promise me." Junho stared into her eyes, saw the determination there. The fear. "I promise," he said quietly. "Good." But even as he said it, Hana knew promises were fragile things in his world, easy to make, hard to keep, especially when the stakes were life and death. "When do you leave?" she asked. "Tonight." "So soon?" "Too soon. The children can't know. It will only scare them. They'll ask where you are. Tell them I'm working. It's not technically a lie." Hana felt her chest tighten. "What if this is goodbye?" "It's not. But what if—" Junho reached out and touched her face. His thumb brushed across her cheek. "It's not," he said firmly. The touch sent electricity through her skin, made her breath catch. "Junho." "What?" "Come home." "I will." But his eyes held doubt, fear, the knowledge that some battles don't end in victory. "Promise me again," she said. "I promise." This time his voice was stronger, more certain. Hana hoped it was enough, hoped promises had power against bullets, against the woman who wanted to destroy everything Junho loved, including her. The thought made her shiver. "Cold?" Junho asked. "Scared." "Don't be. I won't let anything happen to you." "What about you?" "I'll be careful." "Promise?" "Promise." But promises felt fragile in the face of what was coming. Hana just hoped they would all survive to see which ones could be kept. That evening, Junho disappeared without ceremony. No goodbyes, no explanations. The children noticed immediately. "Where's Appa?" Minna asked at dinner. "Working," Hana said. "He'll be back soon." "How soon?" June pressed. "I don't know." "Is he coming back?" Minna's voice was small, scared. "Of course he is." But Hana heard the doubt in her own voice, saw it reflected in the children's eyes. They knew, somehow they knew this wasn't ordinary work. "Tell us a story," June asked later that night. They sat in Junho's bed again. The children pressed against her sides, seeking comfort in closeness. "What kind of story?" About brave princes who always come home, Minna said. Hana felt her throat tighten. Once upon a time, there was a prince who loved his children more than anything. She spun a tale of courage and love, of princes who faced dragons and always returned victorious. The children fell asleep before the ending. Hana lay awake listening to their breathing, watching shadows move outside the window. Somewhere in the city, Jun-ho was hunting. Or being hunted. She wouldn't know which until morning, if morning came for any of them. Her phone buzzed. Text message. Unknown number. Soon. Just one word, but it made her blood freeze. Mira. Watching. Waiting. Hana held the children closer and tried not to think about what soon might mean. Outside, Seoul glittered in the darkness, beautiful and deadly, just like the man who might not survive the night. Hana closed her eyes and whispered a prayer to any god who might be listening. Bring him home. The words echoed in the silence. Fragile hope in a world built on violence. It would have to be enough, because it was all she had, all any of them had. Hope and love and the promise of morning. If they lived to see it, if Jun-ho lived to see it. The thought made her hold his children tighter, these small lives depending on her strength, on his survival, on love being stronger than hate. Hana wasn't sure it was, but she hoped, desperately, fiercely hoped, because hope was all that stood between them and the darkness. And sometimes, hope was enough. Sometimes, tonight, it would have to be. The alternative was unthinkable. So Hana held the children and waited for dawn, for word, for him, for the man who had promised to come home. She just prayed it was a promise he could keep. Even in a world where promises broke as easily as hearts, as easily as lives, as easily as everything she'd come to love, the thought terrified her. But love was stronger than terror. It had to be. Because these children deserved a father. She deserved a chance at something real. And Jun-ho deserved to come home, to the family that needed him, to the woman who was falling for him, to the life he'd built from violence and pain, a life worth saving, worth fighting for, worth living for. Hana closed her eyes and tried to believe it, tried to believe in happy endings, in princes who always came home, in love conquering all, even when all felt unconquerable, even when home felt impossible, even when love felt fragile as glass. Still she believed, because believing was all she had left, all any of them had left. And sometimes that was enough. Sometimes belief became reality. Sometimes prayers were answered. Sometimes love won. Hana hoped this was one of those times, desperately hoped, because if it wasn't, they were all lost, all of them, forever. The word echoed in her mind as she finally drifted towards sleep. Forever. It sounded like a promise and a threat, and the most beautiful word in any language. If they could reach it, if they could survive long enough to see it, if love truly was stronger than everything trying to destroy it, Hana chose to believe it was. Because choosing anything else was impossible, unthinkable, unbearable. So she believed, and waited, and hoped, for morning, for news, for him, for forever. The words sang in her dreams as Seoul held its breath outside, waiting to see who would survive the night, who would be left standing when dawn broke, who would be left to piece together whatever remained. Hana intended to be among them, all of them, together, forever. The promise echoed through her sleep, strong as love, fragile as hope, true as the fierce protection she felt for these children, for this man, for this impossible, dangerous, beautiful life they were building, one breath at a time, one heartbeat at a time, one moment of survival at a time, until forever finally arrived. If it ever did, if they lived long enough to reach it, if love proved stronger than everything trying to tear them apart, Hana believed it would, had to believe, because the alternative was darkness, and they'd seen enough darkness already, all of them, more than enough. Now it was time for light, for hope, for home, for the forever that waited just beyond the shadows. If they could reach it, if they could survive, if love was truly enough. Hana slept fitfully, dreaming of princes and dragons and happy endings that felt just out of reach, but not impossible, never impossible, not while she breathed, not while she loved, not while she hoped. Forever was waiting, just beyond the darkness, and tomorrow they would take another step toward it, together, If morning came, it had to come. It would come. She believed. Fiercely. Completely. Forever. The word was both prayer and promise. And for tonight, that was enough. More than enough. Everything. But across the city, shots were fired. Blood was spilled, and somewhere in the darkness, a phone began to ring. With news that would change everything, forever. The word took on new meaning, darker meaning, final meaning. And in the mansion, Hannah slept on, unaware that everything was about to shatter. Again. Dawn brought sirens. Hannah woke to the distant wail of emergency vehicles. The children still slept pressed against her sides, their faces peaceful despite the chaos somewhere in the city. Her phone buzzed. Text message. Turn on the news. No name. But she recognized the number. Rin Junho's right-hand man. Hannah carefully extracted herself from the children, found the remote with shaking hands. The news anchor's voice filled the room. Korean words she didn't understand, but the images were clear. A warehouse on fire, police cars, body bags being loaded into ambulances, confirmed dead in what appears to be a gang-related shooting. Hannah's breath caught. Her hands shook as she turned up the volume. More Korean. More images of destruction. Then a face she recognized. Junho's photo flashed on screen. CEO Junho, alleged crime boss, remains missing after last night's violence. Missing. Not dead. Missing. Hannah felt relief flood through her. Then terror. If he was missing, where was he? Hannah! Minna's sleepy voice called from the bed. Hannah quickly turned off the television. Good morning, sweetheart. Was that the news? About Appa? Hannah felt her stomach drop. What makes you think that? You look scared. Too observant. These children saw everything. I'm just worried, Hannah said carefully. He worked late last night. Is he hurt? I don't know. Can we call him? Hannah had tried. 6 calls straight to voicemail. Junho's phone was either dead or destroyed. He's probably still working, she said. But the children's expressions told her they didn't believe it. June sat up in bed. Something bad happened. We don't know that. Yes, we do. You always lie when something bad happens. The accusation stung because it was true. I don't want to scare you, Hannah said. We're already scared, Minna whispered. Hannah felt her resolve crack. These children had already lost their mother. They deserved honesty about their father. The news said there was fighting last night, she said carefully. Your father was involved. But he's not confirmed hurt. Just missing, June said. He'd understood more of the Korean broadcast than she'd realized. Yes, just missing. Missing is bad, Minna said. Missing means we don't know. It could mean anything. It could mean dead, June said flatly. It could mean hiding, or hurt but alive, or captured but alive, or dead. Minna repeated her brother's fear. Hannah gathered both children close. So we don't give up hope until we know for sure. What if we never know for sure? June asked. The question cut through her. What if Junho simply disappeared? What if they never found his body? Then we keep living, she said. The way he'd want us to. Together, Minna asked. Together. But even as Hannah said it, she wondered if that was possible. If Junho was really gone, would she be allowed to stay? Would his organization protect them or abandon them? I want Appa, Minna started crying. And I know, baby, so do I. The admission slipped out before she could stop it. She wanted him too, desperately. You love Appa? June asked. Hannah felt her breath catch. I care about him. About all of you. But do you love him? The question hung in the air, complicated and dangerous and absolutely true. Yes, she whispered. I do. Both children hugged her tighter. Then he'll come back, Minna said with 6-year-old certainty. Love always comes back. Hannah hoped they were right, but in Junho's world, love often died young. 2 hours later, Rin arrived. He looked exhausted. His expensive suit was wrinkled. Dark circles shadowed his eyes. Miss Lee, he said formally. Is he alive? Straight to the point, no time for pleasantries. We don't know. Hannah felt her knees weaken. Tell me everything. The children? Upstairs. Drawing. What happened? Rin sat heavily on the living room sofa. It was a trap. Mira leaked false information about her location. And Junho went anyway. He suspected it was a trap, went anyway. Why? Because sometimes the trap is where you need to be. Hannah didn't understand. Explain. Mira wasn't at the warehouse, but her lieutenant was. The man who actually killed Mrs. Seo. Understanding dawned. Junho wanted him specifically. Yes, and he got him. But Mira's people were ready. They had snipers, heavy weapons. How many of our men? 7 dead, 3 missing including Junho. Hana felt the room spin. Missing how? They took them. Alive, we think. No bodies found. Where? Unknown. We have people searching. Following leads. What does Mira want? Rin's expression darkened. Everything. The territory, the businesses, the children. She can't have them. She knows that. Which is why she took Junho. As leverage. Yes. Hana felt fury building in her chest. What does she want in exchange? You. The word hit her hard. Me. She believes you're Junho's weakness now. She wants to trade him for you. Hana's mind raced. Then we make the trade. No. Why not? Because she'll kill you both anyway. And then come for the children. So what do we do? Rin was quiet for a moment. Junho left instructions, in case this happened. What instructions? You and the children disappear. New identities, new country, complete protection. Without him, Hana felt something cold settle in her bones. He planned for this. He planned for every possibility, except coming home. He wanted to come home, but he needed you and the children safe first. Hana understood now. Junho had known this might be suicide, had prepared for his own death. I won't run, she said. Miss Lee, I won't abandon him. He's probably already dead. The words hung in the air, brutal and possibly true. Probably isn't, certainly. In this business, probably is enough. Not for me, not for his children. Rin studied her face. And what are you thinking? That Mira underestimated me. How? She thinks I'm Junho's weakness, but maybe I'm his strength. You're not trained for this. I'm trained for love, for protection, for refusing to give up. That's not enough against bullets. Maybe not. Hana felt determination building in her chest, clear and strong. Set up the meeting, she said. Miss Lee, set up the meeting, but not on her terms, on ours. What do you have in mind? I want to see her face to face, but somewhere public, crowded. She won't agree to that. She will if she thinks she's getting what she wants. And what does she think she's getting? Me, scared, desperate, willing to trade myself for him. Aren't you? Terrified, Hana admitted, but not stupid, and definitely not helpless. Rin's expression shifted. Curiosity, maybe respect. You have a plan. Beginning of one, you have resources. Some. Then let's use them. Rin was quiet for a long moment. Junho said you were special. I thought he meant gentle, caring. I am those things, but you're also dangerous. When someone threatens my family, yes, family, the word felt true, complete, final. All right, Rin said. Let's get him back. The meeting was set for midnight. Her 24-hour cafe in Gangnam, public but not too public, witnesses but escape routes. Hana spent the day preparing, not for violence, she had no training for that, but for psychology, for reading people, for finding weaknesses. You're leaving again, Minna observed that evening. They sat together in the garden, the children picking flowers while Hana tried to calm her nerves. Try just for a little while, to find Appa, to try. What if you don't come back either? June asked. Hana felt her heart squeeze. I'll come back. Promise. I promise. But promises felt fragile when made to children who'd already lost so much. Will you bring Appa with you? Minna asked. I hope so. But you don't know. No, I don't know. Then why are you going? Hana considered her answer. These children deserved truth. Because sometimes loving someone means risking everything to save them, even if you might die. Even then. Is that what Ioma did? June asked. Love us so much she risked everything? Yes, I think that's exactly what she did. And now you're doing the same for Appa. For all of you. Appa can't come home if I don't help him. The children absorbed this, processing the adult complexities of love and sacrifice. We'll be brave, Minna said finally. While you're gone, we'll be brave. You're already brave, Hana said. Both of you, the bravest people I know. She hugged them close, memorizing their warmth, their trust, their fierce little hearts. "Take care of each other," she said. "Take care of Appa," they replied in unison. It felt like a sacred exchange, promises binding them together across distance and danger. "I love you both," Hana said. "We love you too," Mina whispered. "Come home. Both of you. Come home together." Hana hoped it was possible, but hope felt fragile against what was coming. "I'll try," she said. It was the only honest answer she had. The cafe was busy despite the late hour. Students with textbooks, couples sharing desserts, normal people living normal lives. Hana sat at a corner table, back to the wall, clear view of all entrances. Rin had taught her these basics. Her coffee grew cold as she waited. 11:58 p.m. A woman entered, tall, elegant, beautiful in a sharp, dangerous way. Mira. She wore black designer clothes, red lipstick. Her hair fell in perfect waves. She looked like someone who belonged in magazines, not morgues. But Hana knew appearances lied, especially in Junho's world. Mira scanned the cafe, found Hana, smiled. It was not a pleasant smile. She walked over slowly, confident, in control. "You must be the nanny." "I must be." "Not what I expected." "What did you expect?" "Someone softer, weaker." Mira sat across from her, the predator across from prey. "Where is he?" Hana asked. "Safe, for now." "I want proof he's alive." "Do you?" Mira placed her phone on the table, video already cued. Junho tied to a chair, blood on his face, but breathing, alive, satisfied. Hana felt relief and terror war in her chest. He was alive, but barely. "What do you want?" "Justice. Justice. He killed my husband, destroyed my family, took everything I loved. So you took everything he loved. Eye for an eye. What about the children? They're innocent." "Were my children innocent when his bullets found them?" Hana felt ice in her veins. "Your children, 3 of them, ages 4, 6, and 8. Understanding dawned. This wasn't just about territory or money. This was about dead children. "I'm sorry," Hana said. "I'm truly sorry for your loss." "Are you?" "Yes. No child should die for adult choices. But they do, every day in this world. That doesn't make it right." "No, but it makes it real." Mira leaned forward. "Your turn for reality. You can save him, but only by taking his place. And then? Then justice is served. You'll kill me, eventually, and Junho lives, with the knowledge that you died because of him. That's not justice, that's cruelty. Sometimes they're the same thing." Hana studied Mira's face, saw the pain underneath the anger, the mother underneath the monster. "There's another way," she said. "Is there? What if we could bring back your children? Would that change anything?" "Don't mock me." "I'm not. What if Junho and I could give meaning to their deaths, honor their memory?" "How?" "A foundation. In their names. Protecting children who get caught in adult wars." Mira's expression flickered. Surprise. Maybe interest. "You think money erases blood?" "I think love transforms pain." "You know nothing about love." "I know it's stronger than hate." "Is it?" "Yes." "Prove it." "How?" Mira smiled again. Still not pleasant. "Choose him or the children." "What?" "I'll release Junho, but only if you bring me Minna and June." Hana felt the world tilt. "No, then he dies. You can't make me choose between them." "I just did. They're children." "So were mine. This won't bring yours back." "But it will balance the scales." Hana stared across the table, at the woman who'd lost everything, who wanted others to lose everything too. "There has to be another way." "There isn't." "I won't do it." "Then you'll lose them all." "Maybe. But I won't sacrifice children for adults." "Even him." "Even him." Mira leaned back. Something shifted in her expression. "Interesting." "What? You really love them?" "Yes. All of them. Him and the children. Yes. Enough to die for them. If necessary. What if dying isn't enough?" "What do you mean? What if the only way to save them is to live?" Hana felt confused. "I don't understand." "You will." Mira stood to leave. "Wait," Hana called. "What about Junho? What about him? The trade? You said—" "I said many things. Some were even true." "I don't understand." "You will," Mira repeated. "Soon." She walked toward the exit, paused at the door. One more thing, she called back, was what? Check your phone. Then she was gone, disappeared into the Seoul night. Hana's hands shook as she opened her messages. New video, from an unknown number. Junho, still tied up, but the room was different now, and in the background, barely visible in the shadows, two small figures, Mina and June. Hana's blood froze. The children. Mira had the children. Her phone buzzed. Text message. Now you understand. Choose quickly. Dawn is coming. Hana felt the world collapse around her. She'd been played, distracted. While she sat in this cafe, Mira's people had taken the children from the house. All of them. Junho, Mina, June. Everyone she loved was in Mira's hands, and she had no idea how to save them. The cafe continued around her, normal people living normal lives, while her world shattered. Her phone buzzed again. You have 6 hours. Choose wisely. Hana stared at the message until the letters blurred. 6 hours to decide who lived and who died. 6 hours to choose between the man she loved and the children she'd die for. 6 hours to find a miracle, or lose everything, everything. The word echoed in her mind as she ran from the cafe. Everything was at stake now. Everything she'd fought for, cared for, loved. All of it, hanging by a thread. All of it in the hands of a woman who'd already lost everything and had nothing left to lose. Hana had 6 hours. 6 hours to do the impossible, save them all, or watch them all die. The choice that wasn't really a choice. The impossible decision. The end of everything, or the beginning, depending on what happened in the next 6 hours. 6 hours to find a way. 6 hours to beat the devil. 6 hours to prove that love really was stronger than hate. If it was, if she could find the strength. If miracles still happened in a world built on violence. Hana ran through the empty streets of Seoul, racing against time, racing against death, racing against the darkness that threatened to swallow everything she loved. 6 hours. The countdown had begun, and she had no idea what she was going to do, but she would do something. Anything. Everything. Because giving up wasn't an option, not when 3 lives depended on her. Not when love was all that stood between them and oblivion. Love would have to be enough. It had to be, because it was all she had, all any of them had, and sometimes love really was enough. Sometimes it could move mountains. Sometimes it could work miracles. Hana prayed this was one of those times, because if it wasn't, they were all lost. All of them. Forever. The word felt different now. Shorter. More fragile. More precious. Forever was what she was fighting for. Forever with all of them. Or forever without any of them. The stakes couldn't be higher. The choice couldn't be harder. The time couldn't be shorter. But love couldn't be stronger. And love was all she had to work with. Love and 6 hours. It would have to be enough. It had to be, because the alternative was unthinkable, unbearable, impossible. So she ran, and planned, and hoped, and loved, with everything she had, everything she was, everything she might become, if she could save them, if love could triumph, if miracles were real. 6 hours to find out, 6 hours to change everything, 6 hours to write the ending to their story, happy or tragic, together or alone, forever or never. The choice was hers, and time was running out. Fast, too fast, but not fast enough to stop love, not if she could help it, not if she was strong enough, brave enough, smart enough, not if love really was enough. She would find out soon, very soon, in 6 hours or less. The countdown continued, and Hana ran faster, toward whatever waited at the end, toward the ultimate test, toward the moment that would define everything. Forever. The words sang in her heart as she ran, a prayer, a promise, a battle cry. Forever. She was fighting for forever, and forever was worth everything, even her life, even this impossible choice. Even the next 6 hours. Forever was worth it all, and she would prove it, or die trying, but preferably prove it, definitely prove it. Love would win. It had to, because the alternative was unthinkable, and Hana refused to think about it, refused to accept it, refused to give up. Not now, not ever, not when forever was within reach, just 6 hours away, or 6 hours from ending completely. Time would tell, love would decide, and Hana would fight, with everything she had, for everyone she loved, For forever. The word echoed through the night as she ran, strong as her heartbeat, fierce as her determination, true as her love. Forever. It was coming, one way or another, and she would be ready. Hannah found Rin waiting by his car outside the cafe. "Did you get it?" she asked, breathless from running. He held up a small device. "Audio and video, every word." "Good. Now we know where they are." "The warehouse district. Same area as last night." "Different building?" "Yes. But our satellites tracked her car. We have the location." Hannah felt grim satisfaction. Mira had made a mistake. She'd brought Hannah to gather information, not just to gloat. "How many men can you gather?" she asked. "Not enough. She has 30. We have 8. Then we don't fight fair." "What do you mean?" "She wants me to choose." "So I choose. Miss Lee, I choose all of them, but not the way she expects." Rin studied her face. "You have an idea. She thinks I'm weak, emotional, that I'll break under pressure. And she's right about emotional, wrong about weak." "Explain." "Set up a meeting. Tell her I'll make the trade, but I want to see all 3 of them first. She'll suspect a trap. Let her. She's arrogant. She thinks she holds all the cards. Doesn't she? No, she's missing one. Which is? She assumes I'll choose like she would. With hate, with revenge. And you won't. I'll choose with love." Rin looked confused. "I don't understand." "You will. Make the call." The warehouse sat dark against the Seoul skyline. Industrial. Isolated. Perfect for what Mira had planned. Hannah approached alone. Hands visible, no weapons. Just her phone. And the small device Rin had given her. "Brave of you to come," Mira's voice echoed from speakers hidden in the shadows. "Let me see them. All business. I like that." Floodlights blazed to life. Hannah squinted against the sudden brightness. 3 figures sat tied to chairs in the center of the warehouse floor. Junho in the middle. Minna and June on either side, all alive, all watching her with desperate eyes. Satisfied, Mira stepped into the light. Still elegant despite the industrial setting. "Let the children go, this is between us. Everything is between us now. They're innocent. So were mine." Mira gestured to her men. 6 figures in black clothes emerged from the shadows, all armed. "Last chance," Mira said. "Choose. I choose." "Who?" "All of them." Mira laughed, cold and sharp. "That's not how choices work. It is for me." Hannah stepped closer, into the circle of light. "I have something you want," she said. "You have yourself. Not enough anymore." "I have justice." That stopped Mira cold. "Explain." "The man who ordered your family's death. Junho ordered it. Junho pulled the trigger. Someone else loaded the gun." Mira's eyes narrowed. "You're lying." "Kim Tae-won, Junho's former partner. He set up the hit on your family to start a war between your organizations." "Impossible." "He wanted both sides weak. Wanted to move in and take everything." "Prove it." Hannah held up her phone. Bank records, money trail, all of it. It was a bluff, but a good one. Rin had found some evidence, not conclusive, but enough to plant doubt. "Kim is dead," Mira said. "Kim is in hiding, but I know where. This is a trick. This is truth. The question is whether you want revenge or justice. They're the same thing." "No, revenge is easy. Justice requires sacrifice." "What sacrifice?" "Letting go, moving forward, building something instead of destroying everything." Mira stared at her. "You're asking me to forgive the man who killed my children. I'm asking you to punish the man who ordered their deaths. And if I don't believe you, then you kill all of us, and Kim wins. Your children died for his profit, and their deaths mean nothing." The warehouse fell silent except for the hum of floodlights. Mira was thinking, processing. "Show me the evidence," she said finally. "Release one of them first." "Which one?" "Your choice." It was a test, to see if any humanity remained in this woman. Mira gestured to one of her men. He moved toward the chairs. He untied Minna. The little girl ran to Hannah on shaking legs, buried her face in Hannah's shirt. "The evidence," Mira demanded. Hannah showed her the phone, files Rin had gathered, financial transfers, meeting records, phone calls. Not enough for court, but enough for doubt. "This could be fabricated," Mira said. "It could be, but you know it's not." "How?" "Because it explains everything. why your family was targeted when they had no involvement, why Junho's organization was blamed, why Kim disappeared right after. Mira studied the documents. Her expression shifted from skepticism to recognition. Kim always wanted Junho's territory, she said quietly. And yours. The war between you gave him exactly what he needed. Son of a bitch, release the other two. Help us find Kim. End this the right way. What's the right way? Justice for your children, safety for ours. Mira looked at Junho, at June still tied to his chair, at the choice that wasn't really a choice anymore. If I do this, she said, if I let them live. Yes, I want Kim to suffer, really suffer. He will. Promise me. I promise. It wasn't entirely true. Hana would push for Kim's arrest, legal justice. But if that failed, sometimes love required flexibility. All right, Mira said, but if you're lying, if this is a trick, it's not. It better not be, because I'll hunt you all down, and next time, there won't be choices. She gestured to her men. They moved toward June and Junho, cutting ropes, setting them free. June ran to Hana and Minna, wrapped his arms around both of them. Junho stood more slowly, testing his legs. His eyes found Hana's across the warehouse floor. He was alive, hurt but alive. This doesn't make us friends, Mira said. I know, but it makes us temporary allies. For justice, for justice. They stood in the circle of harsh light, former enemies, unlikely partners. Where is Kim? Mira asked. Busan, industrial district. We have the address. Then let's go collect him. But as Mira turned away, one of her men raised his gun, not at Junho, at Hana. Boss said no witnesses, he called out. Time slowed. Hana saw the muzzle flash, felt Junho dive toward her. The bullet meant for her heart found his shoulder instead. He went down hard, blood spreading across his shirt. Junho! Hana dropped beside him, pressed her hands against the wound. Chaos erupted. Mira screaming at her man, other guns being drawn. But Hana only saw Junho's face, pale but conscious. You're alive, he whispered. So are you. For now. Don't talk like that. Hana. What? I need to tell you something. Tell me later, when you're better. What if there isn't a later? Blood was seeping between her fingers. Too much blood. There will be. I won't let you die. You can't control everything. I can try. Junho's hand found hers, squeezed weakly. I love you, he said. The words hit her harder than bullets, made her breath catch. Don't say that now. Not like this. When should I say it? When we're safe. When this is over. When I'm sure I'll survive to mean it. Yes, I mean it now. His eyes held hers, steady despite the pain. Sure, despite the uncertainty. I love you too, she whispered. Good. Junho's smile was weak, but real. Kiss me. Here. Now. Especially here. Especially now. Hana leaned down, found his lips with hers. The kiss was soft, careful, full of promise and fear and desperate hope. When they broke apart, Junho's eyes were brighter. Better than I imagined, he said. You imagined kissing me. Every day since you arrived. Really? Really? Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone had called for help. The children, Junho said. Safe. Both safe. Mira? Complicated. Kim? We'll find him. Together. Promise. Promise. The sirens grew louder. Paramedics would arrive soon. Police. Questions. Complications. But for this moment, it was just them. Blood and bullets and love stronger than fear. Don't leave me, Junho whispered. Never. Even when this gets messy. Especially then. Good. Because it's about to get very messy. Police cars skidded into the warehouse. Floodlights. Shouted orders. But Hana didn't let go of Junho's hand. Didn't let go of the children pressed against her back. Didn't let go of the future they'd all almost lost. Together? Junho asked as the paramedics rushed toward them. Together, Hana confirmed. Whatever came next, they would face it as a family. The word felt complete now, final, true, family, worth fighting for, worth bleeding for, worth everything. The paramedics took over, professional hands replacing hers, but Junho's eyes stayed on her face. I love you, he mouthed silently. I love you too, she mouthed back, and suddenly, despite everything. Hannah felt hope, real hope, strong hope. They'd survived, all of them. The worst was over. The best was just beginning. 6 months later, the estate was quiet in the morning light, peaceful, safe. Hannah woke in Junho's arms. His shoulder had healed completely. Only a small scar remained, a reminder of the night everything changed, the night they almost lost each other, the night they found each other instead. "Good morning," he whispered against her hair. "Good morning." She turned in his arms, found his lips with hers. The kiss was easy now, natural. "Home. Coffee?" he asked. In a minute. She wasn't ready to leave this warmth, this peace, this perfect moment. "The children will be awake soon," Junho said. "I know. They'll want pancakes." "I know. With too much syrup." "I know." But she still didn't move, just stayed wrapped in his arms, in the safety they'd built together. Kim Tae-won had been found, arrested. Justice served without revenge. Mira had disappeared again, but not as an enemy, as someone who'd found peace with the past. The organization had been restructured, legal businesses replacing illegal ones. Junho still ran things, but differently now, better. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. "Everything. Nothing. This. This? Us. Them. The life we built. Do you regret it? Which part? Any of it? All of it?" Hannah considered the question, the fear, the danger, the near-death experiences, the love, the family, the home. "No," she said firmly, "I don't regret any of it. Even the scary parts. Especially the scary parts. They led us here. Here is good. Here is perfect." Junho's arms tightened around her. "I never thought I'd have this again. This. Peace. Family. Love that feels safe. It is safe. Because of you. Because of us. Hannah. Marry me." The words were quiet, simple, but they changed everything. "What?" "Marry me. Make it official, legal, forever." "Junho, I know it's crazy. I know my world is complicated, but yes, 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 I'll marry you. Really, really." Junho's smile was brighter than sunrise. "When?" "Soon. As soon as possible. Why the hurry? Because I've waited my whole life for this. For you. For them. For home. This feels like home. This is home." Junho kissed her again, deeper this time, full of promise and certainty. "I love you," he said. "I love you too. Forever. Forever." The word felt different now. Solid. Real. Achievable. Not a dream or a hope or a maybe. Forever. Footsteps pattered down the hallway. Small voices calling. "Hannah, Junho, pancakes." The children. Their children now officially. The adoption papers had been signed weeks ago. "Coming," Hannah called back. But she didn't move yet. Just looked at the man she'd almost lost. The man she'd saved. The man who'd saved her right back. "Ready for forever?" she asked. "With you. With them. I've been ready since the day you walked into our lives." "Good. Because I'm not going anywhere." "Promise?" "Promise." They got up together, dressed together, prepared to face another day together, as a family, forever. The words sang in Hannah's heart as they walked downstairs, strong as love, true as sunrise, real as the laughter coming from the kitchen. Mina and June were already attempting pancakes, flour everywhere, joy in their voices. "We're making breakfast," Mina announced. "We can see that," Junho said, surveying the chaos. "Are you proud of us?" June asked. "Always," Hannah and Junho said simultaneously. The children beamed, covered in flour and happiness. "Are we really going to be a forever family?" Mina asked. "Yes," Junho said firmly. "Forever and always." "Even when we're old?" June asked. "Especially when we're old." "Good," Mina said. "I like forever." "Me too," June agreed. "Me 3, Hannah added. "Me 4, Junho finished. They stood in their kitchen, covered in flour, surrounded by love. Home. Finally. Truly home. Forever. The word felt complete now. Perfect. True. This was their forever. Hard-won. Dangerous. Beautiful. Worth everything they'd endured. Worth everything they'd risked. Worth everything they'd almost lost. Forever. Hannah looked around at her family, at the man she loved, at the children who'd chosen her, as much as she'd chosen them. At the life they'd built from love and hope and stubborn refusal to give up. "What are you smiling about?" Junho asked. "Everything," she said. "All of it. The chaos, the love, the pancakes, the forever." "Ah, the forever. Yes, the forever." Junho pulled her close, kissed her temple. "I like our forever," he said. "Me too." And as the children's laughter filled the kitchen, Hana knew with bone-deep certainty that this was exactly where she belonged. Home, family, love, forever, the most beautiful word in any language, and finally, completely theirs.